He didn't ask for freedom. He didn't ask for forgiveness. What he asked for made the entire prison go silent. The execution was scheduled for sunrise. Cell Block D had never felt this quiet. Even the guards avoided eye contact. Officer Lena Hart had done this before. Final requests, last meals, final words. But something about this inmate felt different. Prisoner 84721. Name: Daniel Reeves. Convicted of a crime that shocked the city 10 years ago. No family visits, no appeals left. Lena stood outside his cell. He was sitting calmly, almost too calmly, staring at nothing, or maybe remembering everything. Reeves, it's time. You're allowed one final request. He slowly turned his head. His eyes weren't angry. They were tired. I don't want a meal. Lena raised an eyebrow. That was unusual, but not unheard of. I don't want to see a priest either. Now that was rare. Lena crossed her arms. Then what do you want? There was a long pause. Too long. Daniel stood up slowly, walked closer to the bars, close enough for her to see the scars on his face, and something deeper in his eyes. I want someone to hold me. Silence. Not confusion, not anger. Just pure, stunned silence. Lena blinked. Excuse me? She thought she misheard him. Just for a minute. No chains, no fear. Like I'm human. The request spread through the prison within minutes. Some guards laughed. Others were disturbed. Most didn't know what to say. The warden was furious. This is not a charity. He's a convicted killer. But even he hesitated, just for a second. Lena couldn't shake the look in Daniel's eyes. It wasn't manipulation. It wasn't lust. It was something far more uncomfortable. Loneliness. That night, Lena went home. But she couldn't sleep. She kept hearing his voice. Like I'm human. She looked at her reflection in the mirror. Badge, uniform, authority. But underneath all that, she was still just a person. The next morning, as the sun began to rise, Lena walked back into the prison. Decision made. And what she chose to do next would change both of their lives forever. The prison doors buzzed open as Lena stepped inside. The same cold walls, the same heavy silence. But this time, something felt different. The guards noticed her right away. You're here early, one of them said. She didn't respond. Her mind was already made up. The warden stood waiting near cell block D. You're not seriously considering this, he said, arms crossed. Lena met his eyes. I am. This is a line you don't cross, the warden snapped. He's not a victim. Lena's voice stayed calm. Maybe not, but he's still human. The room fell quiet. Even the guards stopped moving. Because deep down, they knew this wasn't about rules anymore. The warden exhaled slowly. You've got 30 seconds, he said, and I'm holding you responsible. Lena walked toward Daniel's cell. Each step felt heavier than the last. This wasn't procedure. This was a choice. Daniel looked up as she approached. There was no expectation in his eyes, just acceptance. The cell door opened with a metallic click. For the first time in years, there were no bars between them. Lena stepped inside. The air felt tighter, more real. She stood there for a moment, unsure of what to do next. Not as an officer, but as a person. Daniel didn't move, didn't speak. He just waited. Like someone who had already lost everything. Then slowly, Lena stepped forward. And gently, she wrapped her arms around him. At first, Daniel didn't react. Like his body didn't remember what it felt like. Then suddenly, he broke. His shoulders shook. A quiet, painful sob escaped him. Not the cry of a criminal. Not the cry of a monster. Just a human being, who hadn't been touched with kindness in years. The guards looked away. Some uncomfortable, some emotional. None of them expected this. Lena didn't say a word. She just held him. 30 seconds felt like a lifetime. When she finally stepped back, Daniel wiped his face. For the first time, he looked at peace. Thank you. 2 simple words, but they carried everything. Minutes later, the procedure began. The room was silent again, but this silence felt heavier. As Daniel was led away, he glanced back one last time. Not at the guards, not at the warden. At Lena. And then, he nodded. Not in fear, not in regret, but in gratitude. The door closed behind him. And just like that, he was gone. Lena stood there, frozen, the weight of what just happened settling in. The warden walked past her slowly, but this time, he didn't say a word. Later that day, Lena removed her badge and placed it on the table. Not because she had to, but because something inside her had changed. Weeks passed. The world moved on. But Lena never forgot that moment. Because in a place built on punishment, she chose compassion. Sometimes, the most shocking request isn't about desire. It's about being seen, being remembered, being human, one last time. If you were in her position, would you have done the same? Or would you have walked away?